All right, greetings and welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Those that are coming in love and light here on YouTube Live at Bloom from Within Love. No, it's not the reading yet. It's not the reading yet. I know some of you are waiting for that live reading that we will be doing pertaining to what I mentioned earlier. So just hang in there if that's something that you're waiting for, if something that you're interested in, and something that you feel like you resonate with. Hang in there. Just be on the lookout, okay? If you're new to me, I invite you to look at the description box as well as some of the other videos that I have here to get more of a feel of who I am, what I do, and what I create. To the returning high vibers, you already know me. So thank y'all. Okay, if you're new and you're feeling divinely guided, I do invite you to subscribe and click notification for all, and that way you will be notified when I upload as well as when I go live. So hang in there with me today. I think I did a little mini upload. We will be doing a live reading here, but I'm trying to give ample time for people to see that short video and, make the space. I know there's a lot of people that's preparing for a holiday. So I'm still trying to just give space and room to the faithful viewers and followers that like to be a part of this, okay? But what we're gonna do is something similar. I'm still in the process of dealing with TikTok, but we don't stop. So I'm going live here to do mini shares, okay? So again, these people collective, I don't know them individually. We're not collaborating. I don't know their personal lives. Everybody's got a story, man. That's just life, right? Every last one of us, and we all have opinions, and y'all know the deal. Most often, you'll find a lot of people that are guilty of a lot of the things in which they're talking about or teaching about, okay? And that's not really our place. Hopefully, my thing is, hopefully, whoever we are, like we're legit. You know what I'm saying? That we're sincere, that we're legit, and that it's just not about business and making money and getting viewers and followers and all that stuff, that we are actually applying on some level the stuff that we're always talking about. So somebody had brought out that there was a particular content creator that cheated on his wife and so forth. I didn't know nothing about that. But I do want to share this video that I found, okay, because there are some people bringing out some very important points, okay. And again, I do want to say I don't have a religious bent. I think, in my personal resonance, hell, humans, hopefully we're on the earth somewhere trying to really be decent motherfuckers, okay? Dealing with our own perspective shit and legitimately are trying to be good folks, okay? All right, so now with that being said, let me get into the share and I'll stop and then I'll, discuss and so forth, okay?
Hello, you for DJM. Now let's talk about. This was trending yesterday, and everybody was talking about this guy, Derek Jackson. Now, I guess he is a relationship expert, and he's a quote relationship guru. And here he is. This is just one of the things that he talks about men being cheaters. You know, women love this talk coming from a man.
I have no sympathy for a man who finds it to be difficult to be faithful after being in a promiscuous lifestyle, and neither should you. Nobody told you to be promiscuous before the relationship, and nobody made you be monogamous with just her. You don't want her? Let another man have her. Simple. And more times, I would say 9 times out of 10, when the dude gets caught cheating, that wasn't his very, very first time cheating. That was his only time getting caught.
Ooh, well, a hit dog will holler. And it was exposed that he actually was cheating on his own wife. He's been married for 4 years. And YouTuber Tasha K actually interviewed a woman that he slept with named Candace de Medeiros. And I guess
Let me pause that, okay? Because I'm not going to share, I think this particular upload from this creator on YouTube is about 7 minutes long. And again, this is just for discussion, get you all thinking. For those of you that happen to come on live, if you want to chime in, okay, this is not being monetized, okay. I'm not trying to take any ownership or claims on these people's creations. I'm simply using them to further reiterate the things that I myself have said and so that you all can hear other energies and other voices on the topics, okay, as I'm discussing them. Now, they're talking about something that happened here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Other women who are also coming forward.
June, she basically lets me know there's no plan for her to be around on my birthday. Now,
Okay.
You can have emotional, you can cheat emotionally. Right. You don't have to necessarily have sex, but you
Sometimes you just gotta say I was wrong. I messed up.
Yeah, I was confused with the brother. First of all, I was confused with what makes him a specialist, right? He's been married 4 years, and he portrays as perfect and perfection. And anybody who's been married or been in a relationship, you know that there is nothing perfect about a relationship, about a marriage.
And whoever that was, of course, there is no such perfection. They're trying to imply that the gentleman, in which I've been sharing some of his content, they're implying that, okay, he portrays perfect. Nothing's perfect. What makes him a specialist? Well, what makes any of us? See, now as it pertains to me, I have my own view on that, like everybody else. What makes any of us going to a class, getting a certificate because we've been in a situation a long time? Like, what really qualifies that? We all have our opinion and our view on the matter here. Some of us believe in struggle love, some of us don't. See, that's the thing about this arena. Essentially, we're all just taking what resonates with us and what applies. That's my heart. There's no cookie cut, one size fit all, even as it pertains to this type of stuff. Okay, because this is where we get into the spiritual egotism. This is where we get into the religious egotism. This is where we get into the whole I'm right and you're wrong, or I'm qualified and you're not. Well, who says? Okay, to me, it's just a matter of hopefully we're all learning and growing and being legit. Does it mean that everybody's going to be legit? No. Do we have control over that? No. See, this is something I also feel like we got to swallow. This is going to happen until the end of time. We can have these roundtable discussions, which we have the free will to do. But there's no hand that's going to come down and make people be legit. Okay? But like these people are going to bring out here in a moment, truths eventually do come out. When we're, and this is the kind of shit people be getting mad at, but it's like, see, when you're doing the best you can to be of integrity, when you're doing the best you can to hold yourself up to your own standard, to hold yourself up to that you teach, meaning you're raw, you're vulnerable, you're willing to not just say it, admit, apply, and be legit because it's something that you're selling. It's something that you're on some perspective platform talking about. And I think I did this the other night with you all on TikTok, where I was like, I had to own some shit in my own journey like everybody else. The different phases of my awakening process, and in my younger years when I was young and full of hurt and pain and trauma and drama and choosing to deal with someone that was married, I had to take full ownership of that without making any excuses. And I'm also required to no longer be in that energy, because what good is it me talking like that and yet I'm still operating that way? That is the definition of hypocrisy and double standards.
There's nothing perfect. There is. Like, even with my podcast with me and my wife, we talk about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. I talked about my infidelity. I talked about everything, because that's what makes the relationship stronger, and that's what helps people out. But portraying that something is perfect, people look for this perfection, and there is no perfection. I talk about me being insecure. I talk about me being controlling early on in our relationship, but all that has helped and built to what we have today. And we talk about everything. We still get into arguments. We still have problems, but we have great times, but we talk about it, and that's what relationships and marriage is about, working through it.
Well, Derek Jackson also had said that he didn't sleep with that woman or anyone for that matter. He said that did not happen. He did not sleep with her. But then he changed his tune. He actually did a video with his wife, and she was there with him. She was wearing a bonnet. And here's what happened.
The truth is that Derek Jackson was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex and some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out, It's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that.
I know one thing. You have to let your wife get to the part of the Busted Challenge when Erica Banks' song plays before you put her online and embarrass her. Because she looked like the Nelly part was still playing.
Yeah, she didn't. She looked
I
like
was
she
waiting
didn't
for
want
her
to be
to
there.
drop down and come up fresh. That never happened.
She didn't look like she want to be there, and I would hope that they would figure out their problem first before they go to the world. Like, figure out home first. Don't just have your wife up there and you're talking and she looks like she doesn't want to be there. Fix the problem first. Y'all get your therapy on. Y'all get what y'all got to get on, and then you can address the public. This ain't about the public. This ain't about the world. This is if you really care, like you say. This is about you and your wife and fixing that relationship.
Only thing I would tell everybody out there, I would rather be known in life as an honest sinner than a lying hypocrite.
Now, let me pause that. I want to stop right there. Okay, because I believe these particular gentlemen, they may be recovering addicts and they may be professing Christians. Okay, that's not what I'm here to debate. But what I like about what he's saying is he'd rather be an honest sinner than, how did he put it? Hold up.
And also,
Y'all get your therapy
Hold up.
on. Y'all get what y'all got to get on, and then you can address the public. This ain't about the public. This ain't about that relationship.
only thing I would tell everybody out there, I would rather be known in life as an honest sinner than a lying hypocrite.
Lying hypocrite.
And
Okay,
also-
so I'm not going to even say sinner, okay, because I know where all that stuff really came from. So coming from my perspective, in my experience and my journey without any spiritual or religious attachments to it, essentially saying that we'd rather be an honest person admitting our flaws, an honest person admitting where we have failed, an honest person holding ourselves to the standards that we're talking about. So when we fail, when we slip up, when something has happened, when, whatever the situation is, when we went against our better judgment, when we allow the ego to take over, whatever the situation is, being honest over a lying hypocrite. And so what he's trying to say is it's better to be legit than to be a fake. Okay, to try to hold up a standard that you're not holding. Making exceptions to the rule for yourself, right? Yet pushing an agenda for anything and everyone else, right? Even trying to monetize it and you yourself not holding to that. See, this is the kind of stuff I've been talking about as well as many others for a while now, because people think it's about, and they're not perfect and the collective's not perfect. And okay, well, no one even is talking about that. We're talking about accountability. We're talking about people who currently live a life where they're violating their own standard, but they're still going about acting like they're not violating their own standard. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have a story. We all have a history. But like the gentleman said, he's doing it in a more religious way where he said it's better to be an honest sinner than a lying hypocrite. Because this is a person that's integral. They're saying, hey, I ain't finna make no excuse for it. I fucked up. I'm not finna cover it up because I have a public persona. In fact, I need to be held to that. I need to be held to it because I'm on here talking about it every day. I'm on here selling my books. I'm on here preaching. I'm on here teaching. I'm on here, I need to hold myself like, look, you ain't no exception, friend. Are you buying your own product? And I will admit, collective, and I'll play a little bit more here in a second. It's vulnerable. It feels raw because it's like it calls you to have to look at yourself too. it's easy for any of us. And see me, I'm trying to stay neutral because I'm like, hell, everybody got a story, shit. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, some people just ain't got caught yet. You heard? Some people just ain't got caught. That's what the real shit is. It ain't that they ain't got it there, honey. Some people just ain't busted. Every Thanks for the like. I think somebody, I just looked down at the screen. I think somebody put a like there. But to me, it's like, hey, are you sincere, man? Or are you still currently fucked up and then you write books about how not to be fucked up? Listen, I'm just saying, because again, we make mistakes. We all got a story. Something has led all of us to the perspective, platforms and paths that we're on. And chances are it didn't look perfect. And chances are we didn't do everything right. And chances are we did a lot of fucked up shit and trauma and in our unhealed, unawakened state. But are we currently being fucked up in a situation while we're writing a book about how to not be fucked up? Are we currently being abusive and disrespectful to someone we're in a relationship with while we're currently writing a book, creating a podcast, creating posts about how to be a gentleman and currently not being a gentleman to someone that we're dealing with? Or how to be, all these things while currently totally defying it? As if by saying those things and quoting those things, it means that you're holding those characteristic traits. That's disillusionment. That's spiritual bypassing and hypocrisy. That's like preaching to telling people about hoeing and be currently hoeing. Telling people about foreign, and y'all know I don't have a certain bent on this, but I'm just using these as topics. Telling people about not sleeping around, but currently sleeping around. Telling people about not fornicating, but fornicating. Telling people about not shacking up, but shacking up. Telling people about, you know what I'm saying, being cruel or mean to people, yet currently being cruel and mean to people we're in connection with. This is hypocrisy. And it's a spit in the face to the individual lives that we be in these connections with, because we be going around, people be singing our praises and shit like, oh, they so wonderful. Look at them, listen, look at them. Look at them preach. Ain't they preaching? Ain't they got the anointments? Look at them. Ain't they so wonderful? Ain't that powerful? We be all enamored and in awe, right? We're all guilty of that because we don't know these people's lives. But soon as after they put that post, they're being cold and indifferent and distant to someone that they're currently with. So how is it that I'm trying to get through the insanity? I'm trying to get us to look at the insanity of the way a lot of us have operated. They create that wonderful post. They get that narcissistic supply. They get that feed. They get off of there, and then they're in a relationship with somebody, or their children, or their wives, or their husbands, or their boyfriends, or their girlfriends, or whatever, and they treat them like shit. And they just did a big old post about how to be a wonderful man. Or how to be a wonderful woman. Traits of a godly woman, a godly man. I'm using these as examples. Whatever verbiage, depending on the arenas the individuals are in. Proverbs 31 woman and, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The version of it for man of valor. But soon as they click off, as soon as they get off of that, They're not holding themselves to have to actually live that way in their current situation. Because see, sometimes we think there's an exception. We apply it to some kind of future situation. We apply it to when we think we have got the just perfect family, when we think we have found the just right husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. It's to apply where we are. Because when we are holding those qualities, then we're going to properly deal with the situations, even if we feel like these situations are no longer what we desire.
Remember that God will never bless who you pretend to be. He will only bless who you are. Also, in the words of MC Breed, ain't no future in fronting. Okay, all of y'all that be fronting and performing on social media because you get rewarded for it, just know one thing about performing: the curtain will eventually fall. So many people wake up every day pretending, trying to be what people want them to be instead of being themselves, and that performing is rewarded nowadays. But eventually, that curtain falls and the show is over. And finally, black men don't cheat.
All right, let me pause that. So I love what he said. I even said this on my live either today or the other day. Ain't no future in your fronting. Okay? Ain't no future in your fronting. It's like, keep it real. We hear those things, keep it real. And the social media arena, this is something that it's just easy to do. It's easy to do. It's trending. People have made big bucks and have gained big followings off of fronting. Okay? And that's their lot. But it's a call to be accountable. It's a call for us to look at ourselves. And it's a call, you know what I'm saying, for us to be a little bit more mindful in life, aware and mindful. Anybody can portray themselves to be anything in the realm of social media. And for an hour every Sunday and Wednesday. So before we just get, it serves that we start learning to realize, like, okay, this could be just a business for somebody. This could just be a source of income for somebody. This could be just a source of supply for somebody. If the information is relevant, take the information. But don't get it twisted into thinking that this person may necessarily be operating in the qualities in which they're teaching about. I had some weird dreams, collective, about a religious motherfucker sneaking around, walking around, praying, and was kind of trying to be slick and threatening and pointed at my son, like targeting my son to do shit to him, which they're going to pay for. And I hope they do click on this at some point. But what was sick about it is this particular thing, woman, whatever it was, their persona was like they're a praying person and they're religious, yet they were trying to assault and attack and scare my son. And they were trying to imply that I don't have no bite. And they about to find out differently, aren't they? So the point that I'm making is we have to be aware that there's a lot of people like that. Their personas is they're these praying men and women, and they're these godly men and women, or they're these spiritual gurus, but they're fucked up. They're targeting and assaulting people, innocent children, innocent lives. So we need to wake the fuck up, right? Collective, Keep doing you. You guys are hitting nerves. This is why they're stalking you. This is why they're trolling you. We're going to get into that reading later, okay? And if they're fucking with your children, your offspring, especially innocent ones, them heads about to be split. And they can think that you are all bark and no bite, but they gonna find out. These dark witches and warlocks is carrying Bibles and crosses, yet doing fucked up shit, is about to go down and be exposed. So to the ones that's fucking with me and my son, I want to tell you thank you, because you're helping me to put an end to you.